Welcome back, everyone. The subject for today is how to think clearly, and I will share with you some strategies to think clearly. Let's begin. How to think clearly? In this section, we will be exploring the concept of being more thoughtful and how to think clearly. We will look at how we can become more competent in our everyday lives and some of the benefits of being more intelligent. The first way that we can become more thoughtful is by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is an essential part of meditation but has many other benefits. For example, it can help us reduce stress and anxiety levels, improve our moods, and even improve our relationships. The following way we can become more mindful is by practicing self-compassion. Self-compassion is a form of mindfulness where we are kind to ourselves when things go wrong or don't go as planned. The last way we can be more mindful is by using the power of intentionality. Intentionality means thinking about what we are doing before we do it and taking responsibility for our actions. We can use intentionality to be more mindful by thinking about what we want to do before we do it, and then once we've decided how to act. One way you can use intentionality is by remembering the 4 W's. When making decisions, why am I doing this? What is my goal? Who is going to benefit from it? When will this happen? You should ask yourself these 4 questions before you decide. If you want to be more mindful, use intentionality to think about your goal and why you are doing it. Answer the question of who else might be affected. Remember the 4 W's when making decisions, and finally, keep track of your progress. The benefits of clear thinking. Clear thinking benefits the individual, the company, and society. For example, clear thinking leads to better decision-making, which means more money for the company. Clear thinking also leads to better relationships with coworkers and customers. To think is to see things as they are in reality. It's not what we want them to be or what we hope them to be. Clear thinking means being able to recognize our own emotions and thoughts without being overly influenced by them. It means seeing the world without distractions or illusions of how we want it to be. Because they are not affected by emotions or feelings, clear thinkers can make rational and logical decisions. With their ability to think, they focus on achieving their objectives and goals without distractions or illusions of how things should be. In addition, they are detail-oriented and can excel in high-level thinking and problem-solving. As a result, they can make practical and objective decisions that lead to desired outcomes. The basics of thought and how it functions. The brain is an organ that is responsible for controlling the human body. It has 2 halves, the right and left hemispheres, connected by nerve fibers. The brain controls everything from breathing to thinking, emotions, and movement. 3 major sections of the brain can be distinguished: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brain stem. The cerebrum is the most significant part of the brain, and it controls all higher-order thinking, like emotions and language. The cerebellum controls all body movements, such as walking or climbing stairs. Finally, the brain stem connects to all other parts of your body through nerves that send signals back to your central nervous system, CNS. During the 3 stages of the mind's process, the brain stem directs our thoughts and actions. 1. Sensory perception. 2. Mental processing. 3. Thought and action. First, sensory perception. The process of gathering data from the sense organs and processing it through the central nervous system into sensations, perceptions, thoughts, memories, and feelings that consciousness perceives. Second, mental processing. Organizing the data gathered in sensory perception into meaningful patterns or representations, essentially a process of classifying things to make sense of them. Third, thought and action. A synthesis of thought with physical movement or motor activity that helps to further the goal of this process. How to develop rational thought processes. Developing a rational thought process is essential for all aspects of life. It can help you make better decisions, make more informed choices, and even improve your work-life balance. We can develop rational thought processes by following the steps below. 1. Identify the goal we are trying to achieve. 2. Define the problem and what is causing it. 3. Define the solution and how to reach it. 4. Execute and evaluate whether the solution has been successful. Despite believing they are intelligent thinkers, most people aren't. People who are genuinely insightful thinkers are constantly learning and improving, and those who are making progress in their lives could be more plentiful. So, what is the number of people you see solving problems repeatedly? Compared to that, how many people lose themselves in their thoughts? Is it common for people today to try to solve the same problems they worked on decades ago? As you improve your thinking, you can handle issues better and get things done. Clarity is the starting point for practical consideration. The act of thinking involves gaining and rationally organizing the nature of a theory or image. By using an if-then statement, you can convey a concise idea. For example, if you can't see the forest for the trees, then you need to find a way to get more focused. Explicit and intentional action results from rational thinking. There is a direct relationship between clear and deliberate action and a clear response. You can improve your world knowledge with a clear answer that proves or disproves your idea. Your understanding of the world will either confirm or contradict what you know about it, and discovering your mistake helps you move toward accurate knowledge. The better you know, the more effectively you can solve the problem. If you remember Marcus Aurelius, one of Rome's emperors who became a prominent leader and earned his title of the last of the 5 good emperors of Rome, and philosopher king. His ability to think led him to become a remarkable leader. The meditations he wrote for himself serve as a guide for learning to think clearly. Aurelius puts his thoughts logically together based on cause and effect relationships through his private writing, the Meditations. Following the same steps will help you think clearly and develop problem-solving skills. Take the time to organize your thoughts. Make them more understandable by rephrasing them as if-then statements. A well-defined idea is directly related to proper logic. When we think intuitively, we can act with precision and intentionality. On the other hand, actions taken explicitly and deliberately lead to clear responses, and you can develop an understanding of the world. And a more comprehensive understanding of the world can contribute to better problem-solving abilities. For example, let me formulate a clear, logical thought. If I want a vacation, I need to save money. That's a clear thought with clear logic. That thought leads to explicit action. I need to save money for my vacation. Now I can leave on vacation because I have the money. We'll both find out if that thought is true. And my understanding of the world will improve once I discover whether that thought is true or false. And by enhancing my knowledge of the world, I'll be better prepared to plan my vacation. Precise, logical statements follow a clear thought process. The neuroscience behind thinking. The human brain is a complex organ responsible for all our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It comprises billions of cells called neurons connected by synapses. Synapses are the spaces between neurons where messages are sent and received. The brain can be a series of networks, each with a specific function, such as processing sensory information or controlling muscles. Neurons communicate with one another by releasing chemicals called neurotransmitters across the synapse. Neurotransmitters bind to receptors on the receiving neuron and trigger an electrical impulse which causes the neuron to fire an electric signal down its axon, or nerve fiber. The movement then moves along the length of the axon until it reaches its terminal button, triggering a neurotransmitter to release into nearby synapses, completing the circuit. How can you improve your thinking even if you're struggling with mental illness or anxiety? Thinking and cognition are 2 of our most critical life skills. Many people struggle with mental illness and anxiety, but that doesn't mean they can't improve their thinking. There are many ways to do so, like meditation, mindfulness exercises, or even talking to a therapist. People who suffer from depression or anxiety disorders may find it difficult to think clearly. Therefore, Treatments are available for you if you struggle with these mental illnesses. Meditation can help you decompress and gain clarity. Mindfulness exercises teach you to focus on the present moment rather than your thoughts. Talking to a therapist can be great for many reasons, not just for help with thinking and cognition skills. Give these tips a try. I hope this article was helpful. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.